Well, that one was interesting. Um, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm not sure that I have a lot of answers, but we knew coming in that Gusters posed a real challenge for us. And I thought we did a really good job on her overall. Problem was we were late to the skips, and that gave them really good three-point looks. And so we just never could get to where we were combining the defense together. We were late on the skip. We were not aggressive enough with the hands. We were, and I think played most of the game. First half not bad. Kind of grind it out. That we only give up 25. So from that standpoint, pretty good. But we hadn't really established anything yet either. We hadn't established that we were smashing them on the wing, which is what we talked about doing, and making that skip not possible. And so we're kind of in between defensively right now, and we were on our heels. Proud of us late. We made a lot of really good plays late. Thought that the last play of the game, players defended it terrific, exactly how we talked about. And, late, Jay makes a huge three from the right corner, her only basket of the day, and Serena Sundell gets the switch on Gusters and does what we need her to do, which is take advantage of that switch.
So you mentioned Gusters. When she was getting the ball and getting shots off, she was hitting quite a few of them, but then they're also just crushing threes in the third quarter.
Yep.
When you don't have Lee, is that worst case scenario when they can score from all over if you give them the space?
It is. It was, part of my problem, Mitch, was I didn't think our effort was very good in the third. I didn't think our effort was very good. I didn't think our commitment to playing with the energy we needed to, and then Oklahoma State was really good. That's a bad combination. I'm not happy with them. No, our backup centers got to grow up. We got to have more consistency out of Sanchez and Maupin and Lester. We have to have more consistency. We've had big moments, right? We've had big moments, and we've had big moments with Sanchez. We've had big moments with, but we need to level off at a more consistent. And they've got to be able to play against, different kind of centers. And that's where they've got to grow up. And this is what we need you to do. And I just didn't think we had as good of effort there as we could have.
And to that final play where you scored, or Serena scored, and that was before a timeout. I would imagine option one wasn't found there. So, but, was that just great awareness on Serena? Say, hey, Guster's on me. I can drive on her.
Yeah, the early action that we ran got the switch. But they defended it well enough that we didn't score off the early action. We did a good enough job of spacing that they couldn't get switched back because Gustard had been sagging off of Glenn, and which Briley had done a good job of taking open shots and knocking some down, right? So we did a good job of moving it, and Serena gets it in the corner with the same mismatch that we went into the play that we wanted. So it worked out well for us, but really good awareness by our team on that play to get it back to her.
How did Briley get so open so often in this game?
Well, they weren't Gardner. They chose to – they have chosen to leave Gusters in the paint, and they are essentially giving a player a shot or two. Now, today it was even more than they've done in the past. They have generally brought her maybe to 12, 13, 14, but she wasn't even coming to that in some stretch of this game. So, she had open looks, and that's not easy to do. People go, you're open, blah, blah, blah. You go do a shooting drill right now, see how many open shots you make. And then do it in front of 7 or 8,000, right? I thought Briley did a really good job of not always shooting when she's open, because she could have taken 40 shots today. So a really good job of balancing that with her team.
You forced 20 turnovers. You have a season low 6 that you give up. Just how did you how did you assess how your team took care of the ball and forced those turnovers?
Well, we always had somebody open, so they weren't trying to force turnovers, right? So I guess we did a good enough job there of not having too many self-inflicted turnovers. You can still have the travels, you can still have those kinds. So we did a good job of not having self-inflicted ones. So I'd say we did a pretty good job. I thought late we got some big plays. Serena makes a big play on the steal at the other end. That last 7 minutes, I thought Zy Walker made big plays. So I really thought defensively we were active down the stretch.
That timeout you took in the fourth quarter, you go behind by 7. What'd you say to them?
I just didn't think our fight was very good, and I didn't think our energy was very good, and they had to make a choice. And I didn't think anything that we were doing in that stretch. We were on our heels defensively. Offensively, we were not very aggressive. There wasn't one thing that I didn't like. Our body language, I didn't like any of that. That was not an X's and O's timeout. There wasn't any magical plays or things we did defensively. That was we're better than this. Our effort's better than this. Our standards higher than this. We need to play to that. That's it.
Where do you think your team's confidence level is at after the past couple of weeks?
Well, hey, look, 4-2 without Lee in the Big 12, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I think their confidence should be good. Now, I think they need to. We got to put together a 40-minute fight. I don't like that right now. I do feel like we're playing roller coaster in that area, and we've got to get that corrected. That's not how we've played, with or without. We're not about one player. Okay, that one player should not dictate that. All right, ever. We have really got a good basketball team. Like I said, we're 4-2 without. I think that's our record, right? Is that correct? Yeah. So 4-2 without Lee in the Big 12. It's good. It's really good.
And lastly, for me, Emily Ebert. Just what was it? Just what was your reaction to seeing her get in the game, but then have that happen so quickly?
Oh, just sick to my stomach, honestly. Just sick to my stomach. Yeah. Any kid, but to watch her, who's played so many games, and just sick to my stomach. That's what I told her after the game when I saw her. So I hate that for her.
So what was the message in the locker room after this one?
I haven't talked to him yet. You guys got me first. It's for a good reason. We have National Girls Day, right? There are so many young girls out there that want to get their autographs and just have a chat with them. That they were in the stands, and I told the staff, leave them in the stands. And I just said, hey, I'll go do media, and we I hope all the young girls out there get to at least say hi to a couple of our players and maybe get an autograph and hope they leave with that. So I left them out there.
Absolutely. How would you describe, was this a game of grit? How would you describe it?
It's a little bit of a game of will in the sense that their will to stay disciplined and give us open shots, and then execute at the other end, and then our will to dig deep and start dictating some things to them late, I thought switched the game. I think for us, we were constantly in this battle of what was a good shot. Mm-hmm. We had so many open players, that we were just constantly in this battle of, is this a good shot? Is this not a good shot? And it's an area that we've got to get better at in our ball movement and trusting. And that's always the challenge with a motion team, is you have freedom to shoot. And what you're trained to do is you're trained to tell each player what is a really good shot for them. Mm-hmm. And then what's a great shot for the team. And so you're always in that. Now, the benefits of it are you can play out of a play like at the end where the initial action doesn't work and we go right into what we call flow, and they're not sitting there going, oh, we got to run a play. They know when it looks good, it looks really good. When it doesn't look good, it can you can go, why are we taking that shot? And we had more of that today than we've had.
Talk about Will. What do you think this game said about the character of this team?
Well, I think you've got to build. Any game should, one, build confidence. You should the experience of stepping up when needed. You should build off of that. And but our character is sound. I've said that all along. That locker room's got good character. It doesn't always mean they play with the energy, the fight that I think they're capable of. That's kind of that's a coach's job to push them to do things that they don't even know they're capable of doing. I think we're capable of more. I don't think we've played our best basketball. And hopefully what this does for us is we also learn from the stretch of the game where we didn't do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Does this they entered 4-7, of course, in the Big 12. Does this game kind of illustrate just how competitive this conference is? Well,
if you dig deeper on them, boy, Oklahoma State's had their heart ripped out. They have led in like 4 out of their last 5 games in the fourth quarter. And they got a short bench, so, I don't know if fatigue, those things, but I think JC's done a really good job with this team. It does show the depth of the league. It continues to show that home or road, you better show up to play or you can get beat by most teams in this league. You better show up and play.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.